Happy? Good. With Chris Locke.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Happy Good, episode 29. Let's slow everything down now, shall we? And now we've just got the boat kind of in neutral, and we're sitting there in the wide open waters, and we really want to get back into relaxing, feeling good, letting everything float away from our mind like stink lines in a comic book, except your head doesn't stink. It's just the stinkiness of the crapful outside world is getting away from you right now, and that's it. That's its image. It's traveling. It's leaving you. This is Happy Good, okay? A calming, peaceful podcast by me, your host, Chris Locke. I'm here to make you forget it all, right? A lot of people, if episode 29 is your first episode, it's a kind of like a guided meditation podcast that's meant to help you come down and relax and forget about the stresses and terrors and horrors of the outside world. But it's also run by me, a riff-roaring, improvising, 20-year vet comedian in Toronto, Canada. Come seek me out. I will be your guru. No. So the podcast is funny too. So, I at least I think some aspects are funny. Sometimes you guys might listen and go, the hell is this guy talking about? It's nonsense. And then you crash your truck into the ditch. I shouldn't have talked so bad about the podcast. I'm cursed now. That's right. Happy Good is a nice, soft place for you to go to unwind and relax. But if you talk bad about the podcast, you will be cursed for the rest of eternity. That's right, eternity. Not just walking around for the rest of your days as a living mortal, but your soul will be cursed for the rest of hell and damnation, eternal hell. No, come on, let's not think about that kind of stuff now. That's not what Happy Good is all about, right? It's about, come on, guys, is the world really this crazy? We need to let it go, we need to let it out. That's the word, vapors. Feel the negative vapors leaving your fingertips, leaving your toe tips, tips of the toe, tip of the toe to you. Tip of the toe to you this morning. Let the vapors, the negative vapors leave. Leave your toes, leave your kneecaps, leave your buttocks, leave your stomach, your tum-tum. Oh, speaking of tum-tum, let the vapors leave your nose. Speaking of tum-tum, sorry, the other character in me needed to say nose before I continued on with this other stream of thought. I am recording this. Everybody knows, maybe if you've listened to a few episodes, you know that I've got a thing for Indian cuisine. I think they've got some of the best flavors over there at this restaurant I love called Banjara in Toronto. Shout out Banjara Cuisine, Indian cuisine. You should be my sponsor for this podcast. I will mention you every episode, no sweat. And I feel like if any Torontonians are listening and you don't have an aversion to spicy foods or some of the creams and stuff they use, the oils they use, then, hey, if you want my recommendation on a place that will calm you down, chill you out, ease you out, make you feel good, make you feel kind of high, go to Banjara by Christy Pitts, Bloor and Christy. Bloor and kind of close to Shaw there. Go to Benjar Indian Cuisine, and their dishes and their servings are plentiful. There's such a wide variety. So anyways, not to get you all salivating when you're supposed to be relaxing and chilling out, but maybe I'll get you psyched for a little personal treat next time when you want to treat yourself. I got leftover stuff. We had a great little gin and soda and Indian feast last night, and watched Don't Look Now, the Nicholas Roeg movie with Donald Sutherland and Julie Christie. Woo! Nice, creepy, atmospheric movie shot in Venice. Beautiful looking movie with a creepy tone to it, and then also super delicious hot Indian food and super delicious generous pours with the gin and the sodas. Am I being like, this is not that imagination land right now, I'm actually telling you a real thing, but maybe this is part of the happy good thing right now, is also I take great joy in illustrating to you what a nice perfect evening for me is. Classic cinema, delicious acting, delicious cinematography, tense creepiness. I do like a lot of films with a creepy atmosphere. Donald Sutherland, Canadian actor who had basically still alive, still has the luckiest acting career that I've ever seen. He's got his big breakout in Robert Altman's MASH, and then just worked with all these renowned directors throughout the 70s, 80s. Just an incredible actor. Julie Christie, who, aside from my wife, after my wife, Julie Christie's probably the most beautiful woman. And I shouldn't say beautiful woman first, because I'm taking away on like how incredible she is as an actor. I mean, in Don't Look Now, she's just like so riveting. She just doesn't have to do much, and she presents, you care about her so much. She presents such a great character in this. Anyways, delicious Indian food. Okay, this is what we had. Palak paneer, which is what Benjar calls, I think, what's usually sag paneer. I don't know the difference. I should look up what palak means, but it is sag paneer. I got chicken tikka masala, cranked up hot, nice and spicy. Little aloo gobi for some potatoes and a cauliflower dish. Garlic naan bread, basmati rice, and of course Benjar's best appetizer, in my opinion, the veggie pakoras. Nice and crispy, and you got those little, the cucumber-y type sauce that you put on it. Ooh. And then, free pours, not using a shot glass here, we're free pouring Bombay Sapphire gin, and we got the little soda maker machine there. Just fill it up and then squirt some lime in that. What are you talking about? So, if it sounds like I'm bragging right now, or if I'm making you feel hungry or making you feel like I'm going to turn this off and go live my life, this sounds amazing. Sure, go do it, but I feel like I'm digging in and just illustrating this aspect, because this is about self-care, right? Do your best do your best night. Take the time. I'm pretty sure we were wearing sweatpants too, you know what I mean? Like, we were cozy woes on the couch. What I do is I got this little coffee table, and I put a pillow down on the floor, kind of like at a Japanese restaurant. Sit on the pillow, use the coffee table as my table, and just mow down all these Indian sauces and delicacies in front of the glowing TV with my nice gin and soda. You know what? I'm recording this on at like 11:30 a.m. and I want to go and relive this life right now during the middle of the day. You can't. Go and live your best life is what I'm saying. That's starting off this episode with kind of a humble brag, but really, I love you guys. You guys are the best. You're special. You're magical. If you can live your best you, I would love that. Do your thing. You be you. Go on Twitter at Happy Good World and write to me and say, this is what I did last night. This is my fully crazy, indulgent. And I know I got friends and fans on Twitter that are super sarcastic and ironic, saucy comedians. You can say a fake one too. You can go on Happy Good World and go, oh, I had the best night last night. I peeled out my eyeballs and put hot dogs in my eye holes, and my dog ate them out, and I love my dog because my dog's name is Stacy. Yeah. Do it. Write me a funny, imaginative, sarcastic joke. I don't give a DIC. All right. We're late to getting to the breathing part because I've been humble bragging, but also, I don't know, maybe it was relaxing for you to hear me describe that beautiful evening in. Which, let's be honest, aren't they all kind of evening inns right now? It's hard to get out there and play. So, let's really unwind. I've had 2 different black teas. I had a red rose, which is Canadian, sort of orange pekoe tea, around 8:30 a.m. today. And then at around 10:30, I met my friend Josh and drank an Earl Grey black tea. And now we are an hour later. So I'm telling you, I'm caffeinated, which is, I don't know if I sound as mellow as I could be, but we're going to do the breathing exercise now and totally reset. So here we go. When I count down from 3, do a deep inhale through the nose and out through the mouth. And we'll do it 3 times. And then we will be in mega, super happy, good, relaxing zone. So get your cloud dog aura on about you. We're going to get Snuggy Bug World 3000. 3, 2, 1, inhale through the nose. Exhale. Out, brief vapors, right? Get all of that negative hot air out of your pores, out of your skin, out of your guts. Let's inhale again. Ready? Deep. Really stretch out your lungs. Feel every area of your lungs and exhale. Yup. Another inhale through the nose. Last one. Ready? Big, deep one. Really stretch it out. Ready? Here we go. Inhale. Hold it. And exhale. And we are free. Absolutely crystal clean, hollow, empty. No fizz, no scuzz, no scum. There's no little negative pieces of caked mud or dirt cracked in any of us. In the far tips of our inside of our fingers, in any joints in our bones, we're crystal clean. We blew it all out with our last exhale. We are like the breeze blowing through a giant meadow, just ruffling the feathers of a deer's butt. They don't have feathers, the fur, you know what I mean. We're ruffling feathers too. Ruffling feathers, I guess, makes it sound like we're agitating them. But they're feathers on the birds and the fur tails on the deer. They're fluffing about. Let's just say it that way. They're fluffing about. I'm picturing almost like a Bambi-style serene scene. And I'm not talking about the beginning of the movie when the horrors strike and upend all of Bambi's world. I'm talking about later on, when Bambi and Thumper and, don't they have a skunk buddy that just hangs out smoking ciggies all the time with them too? Like, and Bambi's like, hey, you stink. And the skunk is like, fine, what do you want me to do? Quit? I've been smoking for 20 years. And Thumper's like, no, your butt stinks because you're a skunk. It's just the way you are. They're all a bunch of rough animals. Let me ask you this. Was Bambi a girl or a boy? I don't even know. Never met a boy named Bambi. Never met a girl named Bambi. It doesn't matter. I mean, gender, whatever. I wonder if Disney... I have Disney Plus. I should go back and see what they say. I mean, it doesn't matter, obviously. You can... whatever gender you are, you can identify with Bambi. I identify as Bambi, to be honest, right now. Because it's a peaceful place to be. Just a nice prancing deer bouncing up and down in the woods, through the glen, through the meadow. You know, all kinds, like the rustling of the leaves blowing around. It's all quiet. There's lots of nature. There's lots of chipmunks running this way and that along the trees and the branches. Squirrels jumping from branch to branch, hanging on tiny little branches that bend down so that they can reach and grab a nut and then bounce back up on the branch. I got it. I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut, so move your butt. That's the best lyric ever by Everybody Dance Now, CNC Music Factory. I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut, so move that butt. Imagine a man said that to you at the dance club. Okay, sure, I'll move this butt. And you go over there and act like a squirrel and try to get a nut. Yeah, that's a bossy song too. They're telling everybody dance now. It seems like you're in some sort of fascist dystopia, like some dictatorship where we all have to march into a giant, huge empty hall. Like we all march in wearing the same clothes, like everybody stop. And then they go, everybody dance now. And then we have to dance or we get executed. Sorry, that's not relaxing. Let's just say you are Bambi and you're bouncing around. Doing, doing, doing. That's the exact sound effect from Disney's Walt Disney. Hey Disney, if you're listening, Happy Good, sponsor it. Thanks for listening to Happy Good podcast. We're sponsored by Banjara Indian Cuisine and actually Disney. Can I get sued for saying that? We're not sponsored by them. But write to Disney and write to Banjara Indian Cuisine and say, can you sponsor Happy Good? Okay, I'm sorry guys. I'm really distracted. It's the double T effect, I'm telling you. We're bouncing up and down through the glen. Doing, doing, bang, bang, bouncy, bouncy. Okay, see? I'm trying. It's nice and sunny. Sun rays do that thing that I love so much. I don't know if you're like me. If you love it too. The sun rays shining through the branches, through the leaves. Like golden crystal beams that they're solid and you can shimmy your way up all the way up to the sun if you want. You're like, hey, these light beams are actually, I can grab them, I can contain them in my hand and shimmy my way up. So you are doing that. You're shimmying your way through the trees in between, shimmying your way up the shiny, shimmering sunbeams that have now become crystal beams made of pure sunlight that you can shimmy up, and you're shimmying past the trees, and it's on a good enough angle, as you know how sunbeams arc or they're, shoot, what's the word? Horizontally, so that, I don't know, they're like on an angle. You're not scared. You're not like going to slide down any minute and catch yourself on some branches and hurt your butt and twist your ankle and hurt your kneecap. No. You're so totally comfy on this thing. You're lying on it. What's the word? There's horizontal, there's vertical, there's perpendicular. Please, you know me. Every time I do this podcast, I get mad because I can't remember one word. But it can't just be angular. That's such a boring word. What's a better word? Please help me. What's a better word for a sunbeam on an angle? Or like anything, a beam being on an angle. You're safe. You're up there. There's enough of an angle that you're not going to just slide down and break all your arms and your jawbone. It's beautiful up there. It's peaceful. And you don't know if you should climb all the way up to the sun, because obviously that means then you're going to go to outer space and not breathe. But it's happy good world. You can breathe in outer space anyways. Don't worry about it. But you're lying there and you're holding on to the crystallized sunbeam. And you're looking around the huge, thick forest. And over off in the distance, you do see where the forest breaks, and there is kind of like a glen. And the river comes through. And you can see other deer and like a moose drinking out of the water of the river. Very calm, peaceful. You can hear, the moose has a huge fat tongue though, that's the thing. You can hear it lapping up the water like, and it kind of makes you laugh. It's not annoying, it makes you laugh. You're like, that's a cute little innocent moose. Has no idea how much its flapping and slopping around tongue is lapping up the water, and it's basically echoing through the whole forest. You see two squirrels looking uncomfortable, like, because of the slopping sound, like. But then it sparks an idea inside the squirrels, and they start slopping their tongues around too, together, as kissers, as lovers, that really get down together, like Donald Sutherland and Julie Christie and Don't Look Now, if you remember that infamous SEX scene. Wow, okay, so now you're on this weird little crystallized sunbeam above the forest, holding on, looking around. You got a 360 panoramic bird's eye view of all this beautiful nature and natural land. And on a branch kind of near where it breaks and turns into the open glen, you see two squirrels passionately French kissing. And you know what? You yell out to them, "Hey, you guys! Love is the answer, am I right? Get down, do your thing, be who you want to be." And the squirrels are like, yeah, I love you so much. I love you so much. I love your big furry tail. I like your little furry belly that you get from wolfing down fresh nuts. Don't go off into a dirty place. The squirrels eat nutty nuts from the forest floor. Don't you picture whatever you want, you little junkyard dog. And you're like, there's something peaceful about just being up on a sunbeam, floating in the sky. You're not floating, you're holding on, but you know what I mean? It feels like you're floating in the sky because you've got this bird's eye view of everything. You're looking this way and that. Off in the distance, you see these beautiful white-capped mountains. You know, you see on one end, a whole other opposite end, you see a beautiful roaring ocean. You can see it all. You don't see a city. You don't see one of those instant add concrete and pour suburban neighborhoods that they all pop up in like one season and all the houses look the same, and you're like, which one's my house again? I forget, because I also have a basketball net in the driveway. No, you don't see any of that stuff. You don't even see a road. You don't even see cars. You don't even see an airplane flying past you in the sky. You see a beautiful, all-natural, and it's illustrated like the Bambi world. Like, let's stay on the Bambi theme. It's illustrated like a vintage Disney movie. You know, last week we talked about being in a kind of sort of gothic Robert Smith, Cure, and Tim Burton inspired forest. This time, you know, Halloween's over. We're back in the beautiful sunlight, the rich yellows, the rich oranges, blue sky, like just a nice baby blue sky. Really rich green leaves on the trees. It's like there's birch trees with the birch bark, with the white trunks. Big, huge maple trees. And we are in we got a beautiful seat, a bird's eye view of a whole ginormous Disney style, vintage Disney illustrated panoramic view of a forest. And we can hear the animals singing, we can see the birds flying, and it's so relaxing. The breeze is blowing around our skull, in through our hair, making our hair move back and forth. Now, if you guys know me, you know that I'm bald on top, but sometimes I grow beards and mustaches to jazz it up again. I'm a hairy beast otherwise, but I got a little bit of thin hair on top, as you know, if you know. So for me, when I'm picturing me on this sunbeam that I'm hanging out and looking at everything, in this world, I'm still bald on top. I can't change that, no matter what the fantasy. But I've got really long flowing hair on the sides, and I've got a really long flowing beard full of beer and wisdom, and it's blowing in the breeze too, and you just feel, when your hairs blow in the breeze and you can feel them at their root, just kind of like, it's like these miniature tentacles we have allowing us to know, these sensory sort of tentacles we have, really allowing the sensation of feeling alive. We're an alive creature. It's beautiful. And what do? I bet you none of my listeners are bald. I bet you all of my listeners have big, glorious, beautiful, flowing heads of hair, huh? I bet you guys are feeling great. And I hope you are. Because it's a wonderful sort of place to be where, sometimes it's relaxing to be mixed in, and you know that you can safely slide down the crystallized sunbeam and gently, softly let your feet touch the forest floor again. There's rich green mosses over some old trunks of trees that have fallen and are sort of rotting, and you're watching them become one with the ground again. There's life growing out of them. There's mushrooms growing out of the tree trunk. There's little animals living in them, little red squirrels chitter-chattering inside them. All kinds of flora growing around it. Beautiful flowers, and you know that you can walk. You remember where you saw the perfect Glen with the nice big blades of grass, thick green grass, and you can look back and wave at the sun and thank it for giving you its sunbeams. And you walk over into the Glen, and you're out there in the middle. You find a spot in the perfect middle. It's all open, just the nice green grass now. The trees are behind you. The river is in front of you, and on the other side of the river, the trees start up again. There's I honestly feel like I'm describing a level that I loved playing in Zelda Breath of the Wild. But you lie down in this grass in the Glen, and you listen, you close your eyes, and you listen to all the sounds, and you're totally alone and free again. Free and peaceful and quiet. And as much as this world is a busy, crazy, non-stop type of place, you can always close your eyes and return to the bed you made in this beautiful green grass Glen, and listen to the trickling of the river as it runs through, and the lapping of the giant moose's tongue. Okay, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Again, episode 29, all wrapped and finished. I'm sorry I did like a huge long intro describing what a wonderful night I had last night with all my vices, the gin, the Indian food, and the film. But the thing is, and my wife, of course, the thing is I hope I inspired you to, what's the word? Like, pamper yourself, take care of yourself out there. Have a night, like, I'm sure we're all doing it during these crazy times, but surround yourself with your favorite stuff and get all cozy. Thanks so much for listening. I love you guys for tuning in all the time. I always promote this stuff. I've got on Instagram, it's at Happy Good World. On Twitter, it's at Happy Good World. And on Twitter, myself, my account is a comedian. I'm a nut. Okay, and I had a lot more followers last year, and I got, for something happened. There was a miscommunication, and I lost my old Twitter account. So I'm building up my new followers again on this one. It's an old Utopia to Me Twitter account that I rejigged, and I call it at Chris Locke World. So follow that one. Help me get my follower numbers back up, because I say jokes on there all day. I'm nuts on Twitter. I'm a real nut. And we got a Patreon at Happy Good World. And if you want to support me in these tough times of being an artist, but otherwise, don't worry about it. Live your life, have fun. Go outside right now and touch a tree, pat its bark, feel alive, Look up at the sun and the beautiful sky and say thank you so much. I love you. And just keep going on. Just do that. And stay free. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network.